and Natalie Butler unofficially playing their last game here at home. However, in reality, they have a home playoff game next week. We're set for the tip. Patriots Explorers here on the Atlantic 10 Network is coming up right now. Tip is up and controlled by LaSalle. They're going to hand it off to King, and she'll set up the offense for the Explorers. Deja King swings it right. They go to Griffin, dumping it down inside. Now back to Griffin. Nicely guarded by Dotson. Down inside they go. Nice turn, hook off the rim. No, rebound down to LaSalle, out of bounds to the Patriots. Shalina Miller with the shot there. Couldn't get it up and over Butler. And it's a empty possession for LaSalle to begin the ball game. Pushing it the other way, Kaminsky tried to dump it inside the Butler. It falls back to Kaminsky. Sarah blocked from behind. That was Griffin on the block. Now Griffin ahead on the offensive end. Amy Griffin with the basketball in the left wing. Goes around the top. Hands off. That's a deep shot if she had taken. Instead, Miller passes it up. Driving in Freeland. Dumping it inside. And here comes Miller. Miller against Butler again. This time she gets it up and over Natalie for the basket. And it's a 2-0 start for LaSalle. Bolton back to Cardano Hillary, up top to Butler. Butler off to Kaminsky. Sarah back to JC. Nice cut by Bolton, up and off the glass. And Bolton has the first basket of the ball game for George Mason. 2-2 at the 8:48 mark here in quarter one. Freshman King with the basketball, guarded by the freshman Cardano Hillary. The future of the Atlantic 10 on display here as, once again, Miller putting the work on Butler. Can't get it to go for the third straight possession. And now Nikki pushing hard the other way for the Patriots. One-on-one with King. She passes up Butler for three, and she drains it. Natalie Butler, welcome to senior day in her 5th year of eligibility, knocking down the triple. Now Griffin on the other end for LaSalle. Back, they go to Miller. Miller back to Griffin as she drives into the lane. Kick across, nice look. Freeland off the glass, no. Rebound down to Butler. Patriots with good defense down in the paint right now. LaSalle's gone down there in every possession. Nikki's pass knocked away. Now Griffin all the way to the basket. An easy lay-in for Amy Griffin, her first basket of the ball game. Griffin, a ball hawk. She loves to steal it and take it to the other end, similar to Cardano Hillary. And she read that pass all the way. Now Mason will try it again, this time Bolton inside to Kaminsky. Kaminsky against Griffin, hands off to Dotson, stripped away by no one else other than Amy Griffin. Coming the other way, King, back to Amy Griffin. Now she lays it up and in again. Just like that, it's 6-5. LaSalle on top of the Patriots after Amy Griffin with 2 steals and lay-ins for the Explorers. Now Cardano Hillary on the right wing. Nikki driving in, jumper from about 15 out, and she gets it to fall. Cardano Hillary with her first basket of the ball game. 2 for Bolton, 2 for Nikki, and 3 for Natalie here in the early going. Patriots lead 7-6. King gets around Cardano Hillary to the basket, hands it off to Miller. Miller puts it up and good off the back of the rim. It's the Miller and Griffin show so far for LaSalle, and they have the lead 8-7. Dotson down inside the Butler. It's knocked away. Natalie saves it in. Now they send it back to Kaminsky. Inside the Dotson. Kick out Bolton 3. Short. Rebound down to Griffin. Griffin brings it up for LaSalle. Now under 6.5 left to go here in the first. Few of an active minutes so far in the ballgame. Dumping it down inside. Freeland against a much smaller guard in Cardano Hillary. Can't get the layup to go. And the rebound falls to Natalie Butler. Freeland had the matchup she wanted there against Nikki, but Nikki stood strong. And now we'll set up the Mason offense on the other end. Send it back to Butler, a triple on the way. Natalie Butler with her second triple of the ball game. She practices the 3 a lot in practice. And if teams haven't learned yet this season, that's her 8th and 9th 3 of the season, but she shoots at over 40% now. Dump it down inside. Miller goes to work on Butler again. Off the glass, rolls out. That one did everything but go down for Shalina Miller. Now here comes Nikki to the other end. Back to Butler. Good closeout this time by Miller. Not going to let Butler get off another 3. And now we have a whistle and a body down on the ground. It's Cardano Hillary. It's a foul called on Shalina Miller. Her first team first as well for LaSalle. Checking in the ball game, Camry Gatlin, as well as Marika Korpinen and Camden Musgrave. Taylor Dodson, Sarah Kaminsky, and J.C. Bolton all checking out for the Patriots. So it'll be Cardano Hillary, Butler, Gatlin, Musgrave, and Korpinen. Korpinen inbounds to Cardano Hillary. Nikki around the edge, a Freeland floater up and off the glass. That was an impressive shot by the freshman Cardano Hillary. Not the first impressive shot she's had this season, and probably not the last. Now King, guarded one-on-one with Cardano Hillary. They swing it right, stolen away by Musgrave as she joined us here at the scores table. It'll be LaSalle basketball with a nice poke out by Musgrave. Now Griffin passes it in. LaSalle back on the offense, 15 on the shot clock, driving in, floater, no. Rebound down the Butler. That one was Adriana Miller. Downside they go to Gatlin. Gatlin one-on-one had it knocked away, and it goes off of Camry's hand as we'll take a break. Patriots regain the lead 12-8 on Senior Day. It's a hot start for the Patriots and the Explorers. This is George Mason Basketball on the Go Mason Digital Network. Back here on the Go Mason Digital Network, Zach Hamilton with you. Senior Day at Eagle Bank Arena between the LaSalle Explorers and the George Mason Patriots. 4:52 left to go in quarter number one here at Fairfax. Patriots on top, 12-8. So far being led offensively by Natalie Butler with 6 points and 4 rebounds. But they're not lay-ins, dunks, free throws for Natalie. 2 shots from downtown. She's 2 of 2 from the field, both of them coming from beyond the arc, and they were nothing but net both times. LaSalle back on the offensive end. They push it ahead to Amy Griffin. Griffin one-on-one against Marika Korpinen, gets by to the rim, and it rolls off. Rebound down to Gatlin. Pushing ahead now Korpinen. Korpinen quickly the other way. Down inside they go to Butler. Butler cross court to Musgrave. Camden one-on-one with Griffin, gives it up to Cardano Hillary. Few subs in the ball game right now as Musgrave gets on the right wing for LaSalle. Sophie Wathong in the ball game for the first time. Down inside with 7 on the shot clock, and Gatlin forgot to put the ball down. Traveling against the freshman. Dotson checks back in for George Mason, replacing Gatlin. Bolton also checking back in rather quickly. So Musgrave out, Bolton in, and also at the next timeout, Allie McCool will check in for the first time. They push it over left side to Amy Griffin. Griffin on the left wing, guarded by Bolton. Nice defense by JC as Griffin gives it up. Freeland, a jumper. Too strong, rebound down to Cardano Hillary. That's not Freeland's game by any means. As they pass it the other way, Bolton going right side baseline, cross court Corbin thought about the triple, instead gives it to Cardano Hillary at the top of the key. Nikki over to Dotson. Dotson back to Bolton now. Bolton gets it to Butler. Butler on the turnaround jumper, and she knocks down the field goal. First field goal for Butler from inside the arc in the ball game, and she's got 8. Tried to get a cut, but nice recovery by Natalie Butler as she knocked it away from Freeland. It'll be LaSalle basketball. Butler will check out. Allie McCool checks in. Send it up top quickly to Miller. Adriana Miller loses the basketball. Nicole Cardano Hillary is tripped from behind by Miller. That's going to be a foul on Adriana Miller. That's going to be her first. It's the second against LaSalle, as Nikki was going to have a easy jog to the basket with no one trailing at all. But instead a foul as Miller got tangled up with Cardano Hillary's ankles. Bolton at the top of the key around the screen. Fakes the triple, now instead to Dotson. Dotson back to Bolton. JC from the free throw line, and it's well short an air ball. Rebound down to Allie McCool with the Patriots. Kicking it out to Bolton, now back over to Cardano Hillary. 7-5 now on the shot clock as Cardano Hillary drives right side. Step back triple, she gets it up, and it misses everything. Shot clock violation against the Patriots. Cardano Hillary had to get it up high over top of the defender's hands, and ultimately she was unable to get it far enough to the rim as time expired. So down to 2:50 and counting left to go here in the first quarter. Offense hard to come by as of late, 14-8. Just 2 points for Mason, none for LaSalle since the timeout. And now Deja King, the freshman, throws it away. Kaminsky and Alexis great check back in for the Patriots, replacing Corpinen and Cardano Hillary. Right now, LaSalle with 0 points in the last 4:15. They're 0 their last 5 from the field. Meanwhile, Mason on a 7-0 run over the last 3:23. Mason 6 of their last 8 from the field. Bolton around the screen to McCool. They swing it left. They go down to Alexis Great. Great up at the top of the key, now swinging it right to Kaminsky. Kaminsky around the screen, back to Dotson. Nice defense by the Explorers. Dotson driving in. Kaminsky open for 3. Short iron, no good. Rebound down to LaSalle. Nice rebound by Freeland on the box out of McCool. So now King dumping it inside once again. Sophie Wathong going to work. She can't get it to go. Rebound down to Dotson as Wathong, the freshman, pushes it long. Great up top to Dotson. Dotson driving in, left side, up and off the glass. No, but she got the foul. She hits the floor hard in frustration. But it'll be 2 shots for Taylor Dotson. Dotson on the season, shooting it at 58%. It's going to be the second foul here in the first quarter on Shalia Miller. First one off the mark for Dotson as Butler checks in to replace McCool, who gave quality minutes. Minute 49 left to go as Dotson will shoot the second. Miller heads to the bench with 2 fouls. Second shot up and in by Dotson. So the lead grows to 15-8. 7 is its largest lead of the ball game for George Mason. King driving in right side, nowhere to go, pulls it back out, and then they lose it. King now the 3rd turnover in the last 4 possessions as she missed a handoff to Griffin. Checking in for the first time in the ball game for the LaSalle Explorers will be Rachel Brown, the freshman guard from Staten Island, New York. She had been starting most of the games this season for the Explorers. She was actually listed as the probable starter for the game here today on the season. She has started almost every game for LaSalle since conference play started. Nice look for Bolton, up and under. JC Bolton with the fancy version of a layup. Mason's offense now up to a 9-point lead at 17-8. Griffin sending it right over to Adriana Miller. Miller back across, now down inside they go. Miller back out on the court, knocking it down with the 2 personal fouls. Shalina Miller. Now Alexis Gray quickly the other way, all the way to the basket, kicking it out. They dump it downside. Taylor Dotson wide open. Dotson misses the layup. Rebound down to Brown. And now Rachelle Brown will fire it up. Downside they go. And that's going to be a travel against Shalina Miller. And this is going to be a quarter to forget for Miller, even though she did pick up a basket a moment ago and has 4 points in the ball game. With 49 seconds left to go, George Mason with a 7-point advantage at 17-10 brings it up. Alexis Great on the point for the Patriots. Both teams with 4 turnovers here in the first quarter. Great driving all the way to the basket. Alexis Great finding the lane and executing. 19-10 leads back to 9. LaSalle has about a 7-second difference between game clock and shot clock. And that's going to be a travel on the other Miller. Adriana Miller with the travel now for LaSalle. As LaSalle now has turned it over 5 times here in the quarter, and all 5 coming in the last 3.5 minutes. So now Alexis Gray bringing it over. Great one-on-one with Rachelle Brown, the freshman and the sophomore. Great one-on-one, looking for space, can't find any. Now gets by Brown, crossover, loses Brown for a moment. 6 seconds left, and Butler doesn't recognize it. Now turns around, fires it up, and it's off the mark, and that's how the quarter is going to end. Patriots with the lead here on Senior Day. 19-10, George Mason on top of LaSalle. This is George Mason basketball on the Go Mason Digital Network.
First team to make it back to the finish line will be the winner. We'll take home a fabulous prize pack of A10 gear and swag. All right, contestants, on your mark, get set, go! Fans, be sure to check out the 2018 Atlantic 10 Women's Basketball Championship, March 2nd through the 4th at Richmond Coliseum. We have some trouble with the exchange here. Samantha and Hannah coming around the corner. And down the stretch they come.
Back in Fairfax, Zach Hamilton with you here on the Go Mason Digital Network. We'll take a look around the Atlantic 10. One game already going final between UMass and Rhode Island. UMass cruising past the Rams 87-50 on Senior Day up in Massachusetts at the Mullen Center. So the finals record heading into the tournament for UMass will be at 6-10. For Rhode Island, they will be the 14th seed at 1-15. Games currently in progress. A good one between Davidson and VCU. That one not going to change the two of them in the standings all that much, but a win would lock Davidson in at the 8th seed. A loss, they could fall as low as 9th, and UMass could go on top of them. Also, St. Bonaventure with a first quarter lead against Duquesne. Duquesne already locked in for the most part as the 2 or 3 seed. Of course, a win today could clinch them with a bye, a big deal for the Flyers as we're back underway in the second quarter. Quickly, St. Joe's on top of Fordham 10-7, and Richmond on top of George Washington 16-8. That would help the Patriots a lot as we have a travel on Cardano Hillary of the Patriots. George Mason right now at 10-5, tied with the Colonials at 10-5 as well. So a Mason win and a GW loss to Richmond would clinch Mason as the 4 seed. They swing it around to the left side, driving all the way in with the floaters. Miller off the mark, rebound down to Shalana Miller. Now they go baseline, wide open jumper from Brown off the mark, rebound down to LaSalle again. They kick it back out, triple on the way now, and that's a complete air ball by Adriana Miller. Shalana Miller and Adriana Miller involved in almost every play with Griffin so far in the ball game. Also, Deja King checking back in for LaSalle during the break while Dotson's got a flat tire. All tied up and set to go. She had to tie her shoe 3 times during the Dayton game on Wednesday night. Now Butler on the right wing, kicking it back up top to Dotson. Dotson looking for the flash, gets it to Kaminsky. Kaminsky downside to Butler, and a foul against Miller. That's going to be her 3rd personal foul. Yes, it will be her 3rd personal foul. Shalina Miller, as they're actually going to call it her 2nd. They moved one of the fouls from that first quarter over the Wathong. So Wathong called for a foul in that first quarter that was originally charged to Miller. So lucky break there, only the 2nd actually on Miller. Jumper on the way, short by Cardano Hillary. Rebound down to Kaminsky. They get it over the Dotson, but it's stolen away. Rachel Brown with the basketball, pushing the other way hard against Kaminsky. Floater in the lane, rolls off. Rebound down to the Patriots. Here comes Cardano Hillary. She's got numbers, fake in the lane, no, it rolls off. Would have been a highlight play, and now Cardano Hillary steals it away again. Rachel Brown has her pocket picked in a block by Deja King. Cardano Hillary with 2 steals, but can't finish on the other end on either. And now she'll pull it out and start the Mason offense, as she was ball hunting there on both King and Brown. Now Kaminsky on the right wing. Sarah gets it up top to Dotson. Dotson one-on-one with Brown. 6 on the shot clock as Cardano Hillary gets open to the basket and lays it in. Nikki with her 3rd basket of the ball game. She has 6 now, just behind Butler with 8. Butler's been rather quiet since her hot start from beyond the arc. As King dumps it inside to Griffin. Griffin one-on-one with Kaminsky. Turnaround jumper off the mark. Rebound down to Wathong. And LaSalle will reset. Driving all the way in. King up and off the glass. No. Rebound down to Cardano Hillary. Nikki 3 on 2. Over she goes to Bolton for the lay-in. And we have a timeout in the court. LaSalle 7:43 here to go in quarter number 2. Patriots on top 23-10. This is George Mason basketball on the Go Mason Digital Network. Back here on the Go Mason Digital Network, Zach Hamilton with you. Patriots cruising right now, 23-10 over LaSalle. 7:43 left to go in quarter number 2. Right now, it's a 4-0 start for George Mason to begin the second. LaSalle still sitting with 10 points at the end of the first quarter. Mason 19 plus 4 equals 23. I'm not a math major, but I do know that. Now a little bit of pressure defense by George Mason. They have to break it across with Miller. Back to Deja King now. King against the trap. Nice defense by Bolton and Korpinen. Dumping it downside. Wathong in the double team. Kick out Miller for 3. Off the mark. Rebound down to the Patriots as Wathong just about tackled Dotson. That's going to be the second on Wathong. After she picked up the foul from the first quarter that was changed from Miller to Wathong. Jeff Williams giving instructions to Walthong as they go back down the other end. Butler at the top of the key, guarded closely by Walthong. And it's poked away for a moment, saved in. Griffin with a steal. Eventually comes back to Amy Griffin, now the other way. She doesn't have numbers. She pulls up instead and knocks it down. Amy Griffin with just her 6th point of the ball game. Miller with the other 6 for LaSalle. That's all of the scoring so far for the Explorers. Down inside, Natalie Butler, turnaround jumper, rolls off the rim, rebound down to Amy Griffin. Ahead of the pack is Adriana Miller, and she lays it up and in. The third Explorer to score, and we have a timeout for George Mason. We'll hang with you here through the timeout. Talk a little situational standings for the Atlantic 10 tournament. As of right now, Dayton has clinched the regular season title with the win over George Mason on Wednesday. So Dayton will be the #1 seed in Richmond. They will be off on Tuesday. Their first game will be in the quarterfinals on Friday at 11 a.m. in Richmond. Now the second and third seeds are still up for grabs. Both Duquesne and Fordham in action right now. Of course, if one was to win and one was to lose, it would make it rather easy to decide who would be on top. Right now, Duquesne losing at St. Bonaventure 26-18. For Fordham, they are also losing at St. Joe's, though, very early, 12-8. Right now, Duquesne has a tiebreaker over Fordham for the head-to-head win. George Mason sitting in 4th. George Washington, tied in record at 10-5, is in 5th. So Cardania Hillary goes to the right side. Now they swing it up top to Kaminsky. Kaminsky over to Cardano Hillary, driving baseline through the blockers, gets it blocked. Rebound down to Dotson. Back to Kaminsky for 3, too strong. Rebound down to Bolton. Back to Cardano Hillary, back to JC, back to Nikki for 3. Nice ball movement. Couldn't get to go. Nikki with the board, now driving in baseline. She got a shot up and over Walthong, but couldn't get the fall. Instead, Griffin pushing the other way. They send it back over to King. Deja King down inside. They go to Freeland. Freeland cross court. Adriana Miller driving in. We have a whistle, and it's 3 seconds against the Explorers. It's going to be charged against Walthong for camping out in the paint. Alexis Gray checks in, replacing J.C. Bolton. As Mason back on the offensive end with 5:40 left to go here in the first half. Mason over their last 5 from the field. Right now it's a 4-0 run for LaSalle since their timeout. They get it downside to Butler. Butler looking for a cut, doesn't have one. Step back jumper instead, and she knocks it down. Natalie Butler, 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 13 minutes of work so far for the senior. Griffin driving into the lane, gets it up and over Butler, no good. Walthong with the putback, and she gets it to go. Butler there a little reserved on the rebound attempt, as it would have been an over-the-back call, if not a foul, on the board opportunity for Butler. Great the other end, guarded by King. Gets it back to Cardano Hillary. Nikki driving all the way to the basket, and she gets it to roll. Cardano Hillary now with 8 points as she's trying to keep up with Butler. King brings it over, 27-16 now. Calling out the play, the freshman looking for the flash, gets it from Griffin. Driving in, jumper, and she gets it to fall. That's Amy Griffin's game, is the mid-range. If you want to compare it to an NBA player, look at DeMar DeRozan of the Toronto Raptors. Loves the mid-range. Also can shoot the 3 and lay it in, obviously, but the mid-range is where she makes her money. Down inside to Cardano Hillary. Step back triple off the rim. Rebound. Will stay with the Patriots as it goes out of bounds off of Deja King. 3 subs for the Patriots as Dodson, Kaminsky, and Butler check out. It'll be Allie McCool, Camry Gatlin, as well as Camden Musgrave checking into the ball game for the Patriots. Great gets it in. Allie McCool has her shot blocked by Griffin. Now I get it back to Cardano Hillary. Allie McCool was an inch away from a layup, but nice recovery by Amy Griffin. Now Griffin pokes it away and steals it from Musgrave. Amy Griffin all alone ahead of the pack, lays it up and in. What a talented player. and Amy Griffin. Griffin now with 10 points in the ballgame, 5 of 8 from the field, 4 rebounds in 16 minutes. Alexis Great, guarded once again by King. Swinging it up top, McCool, now over to Cardano Hillary. Around the big screen of McCool, she took out 2 Explorers at once. Down inside, it's poked away. No one else other than Griffin to touch it. Now Adriana Miller with the basketball. Now they go to Griffin on the right wing. She drives baseline all the way to the basket. She gets it to not go, but she gets the foul. Looked like it was going to roll home. Instead, it's a foul on Camden Musgrave. There'll be 2 shots for Amy Griffin. It'll be the first free throw of the ball game for the LaSalle Explorers. Griffin's first one rolls home. On the season, Griffin shoots it at 76%. Musgrave, McCool, and Cardano Hillary out. Back in Taylor Dotson, Natalie Butler as well. So it's Gatlin, Butler, Dotson, Bolton, and Great on the court for the Patriots. Griffin on the second shot, rolls home. 22-27, LaSalle making a little bit of a comeback, a 6-0 run. A quick layup by Camry Gatlin, though, ends that abruptly at 29-22. 6-2 run for LaSalle. They are a perfect 3 of their last 3 from the field. Deja King swinging it left to Adriana Miller. Miller gets the screen from Shalina Miller for the 3, off the mark. Rebound down to Bolton. Now Alexis Great to push ahead. Ahead they go to Dotson. Dotson driving baseline, gets all the way through, tried to pass it out, stolen away. Deja King ahead to Griffin, and we have a foul and the basket. And one for Amy Griffin. Griffin with 14 points against the Patriots back in Philadelphia. She now has 14 points here in the first half with a chance for one more at the free throw line. Now Griffin puts up the and one. So the lead is down to 4 at 29-25 with 2:39 left to go. 4 of their last 5 from the field for the Explorers. The only one was the layup missed by Griffin, but she was fouled on the play. Now Cardano Hillary driving in. They get it in the Butler. Butler goes to work, up and off the glass, short. Rebound down to Dotson. Back to Butler. Butler back to Taylor now. And Mason will pull it back out. LaSalle really locking down on defense, outscoring the Patriots here in the quarter, 14-11. They go down inside the Gatlin. It's knocked away. Deja King with the steal, this time for the Explorers. Pushing ahead, Griffin. Few subs back in the ballgame for LaSalle. In the ballgame right now, Jasmine White, the freshman from Huntington, New York. They get it down inside, now outside the Griffin, and we have a travel against Amy Griffin. Before she got the shot off, she missed it anyway. The board came directly to Gatlin, who now checks out to be replaced by Kaminsky. So Cardano Hillary brings it up. 1:45 left to go here in the first half. George Mason's led by as many as 13 with 7:40 left to go here in the second. The lead's now down to 4. Kaminsky, a deep triple on the way. No. Rebound down to Butler. Butler with the putback, can't get it to go. Rebound down to the Explorers, and she goes out of bounds. It'll be Patriot basketball as Griffin fell out of bounds with the ball. And Kaminsky will inbounds for the Patriots. Sarah gets it up ahead to Dotson. Dotson across to the right to Cardano Hillary. Nikki around Griffin and swatted into Green Machine. Amy Griffin with her second block. Remind you, the LaSalle Explorers are 4th in the A-10 in blocks on the season and blocks per game. Griffin with 2 so far for herself, 4 as a team for LaSalle. They get it inside, now they bring it out. Cardano Hillary. Over to Kaminsky for 3 again. Sarah too strong. Rebound down to Shalina Miller. It's knocked out of bounds by Kaminsky. Stay with LaSalle with 1:12 left to go. White inbounds as the Explorers bringing it ahead with Deja King. King works right, trying to get it to White, does so. Now they get it to a cutting Griffin, to a cutting Miller for the lay-in. LaSalle is now down just 2 points, 29-27. Mason 0 their last 5 from the field. Butler at the top of the key. In fact, Mason just 1 of their last 8 from the field, while LaSalle is 5 of their last 6. Butler down in the block, 1 dribble, picks up her dribble. Now the hook shot up and off the glass. She misses it all. Rebound down to Kaminsky. Under 10 on the shot clock. They get inside the Butler. Butler step back, looking for space, cross court, triple on the way. Off the back iron, no. Rebound down to Butler. Triple was shot by Cardano Hillary, and Butler lays it up and in. 31-27 as LaSalle can finally hold for their final shot of the half. Mason will end the half just 1 of their last 7 from the field. LaSalle right now 5 of their last 6. 5 as Griffin fires up a jumper. It's off to Mark White with the rebound. They fire it out. 1, it's off if it's good, and no, it's off to Mark. Back here on the Go Mason Digital Network, Zach Hamilton with you. We are set for second half action between the LaSalle Explorers and the George Mason Patriots. Patriots on at the half, 31-27. It'll be Explorer ball to begin the third as it's inbounded to Deja King. Now we have a kickball on Bolton to begin the half. 6 seconds off the clock and they'll reset again. LaSalle able to make a run going into the half. They were down by as many as 13 with 7 minutes left to go before the break, and they got it down at 1 point to 2 points. It's back to 4 right now as Shalina Miller goes to work against Butler. Off to Mark, rebound down to Natalie. And here comes Cardano Hillary on the offensive end. Nikki around the screen of Butler, and that's going to be a foul on Shalina Miller. Now her 3rd personal. She's got 3 now. Sophie Wathong with 2 as well, her replacement. It's the first team foul of the quarter against LaSalle. Bolton will inbound over here in front of us at the scores table as Dotson had to tie up the flat tire for the 2nd time in the ballgame. Stolen away, Amy Griffin picked the pass out of the air and goes coast to coast for the lay-in. Feel like been on repeat all game long, but that's what Griffin has done over and over again to the Patriots. As Cardano Hillary now gets it to Dotson. Dotson on the right wing, gets inside the Butler, up and off the glass. Natalie Butler finds the hoop and the basket. 33-29, the lead's back to 4 for the Patriots. Deja King, guarded closely by Cardano Hillary. Nikki steals it away. Picks it off on the right wing, pushing ahead all the way to the basket, gets it back to Butler for the lay-in. A nice behind-the-back pass by Nicole Cardano Hillary. Deja King brings up. She's got a little bit of a limp going now with her left leg after having it stolen away last possession. They get it up top to Freeland. She's been quiet in the ball game. Now over to Amy Griffin. Griffin back to Shalina Miller for the jumper. Rolls off. Loose ball out of bounds to LaSalle as Freeland had the board but was poked away by the Patriots. Explorers inbound. They get it in to Freeland. Freeland sends it up top to Deja King. Freeland still with 0 points in the ball game. It's stolen away. J.C. Bolton now will put the brakes on here as she sends into the corner to Kaminsky. Kaminsky down inside the Butler. It's stolen away. It's Miller this time passing ahead to Griffin, who passes it back to Miller. She loses the ball. Now the Freeland kick out over the Griffin for 3, and she's off the mark. Rebound down to no one, and it'll go out of bounds to George Mason as it rolled off of Freeland. Wathong in the ball game replacing Shalina Miller. Miller, of course, will sit with 3 personal fouls. However, she's the only other Explorer to score more than 2 points in the ball game. She has 8. Only 4 LaSalle Explorers have scored today, as Bolton receives on the right wing. They get it over to Butler. Butler back to Kaminsky. Swinging it across Dotson. And now we have an offensive foul on Butler as Wathong hits the deck. That was a little bit of a questionable call, as it looked like Butler and Wathong were going for the same piece of real estate. When you get big post players down in the post, they're going to bounce off each other from time to time, and that's all that appeared to be. Nonetheless, the first personal foul against Butler. They work it inside the Wathong, and she puts it up and in over top of Natalie. 35-31, LaSalle hanging around with the Patriots while only 4 Explorers have scored. Kicking out Bolton down inside Dotson. Taylor Dotson kicking out, triple on the way, and it's short by Cardano Hillary. Rebound down to Freeland. Now King with numbers pushing ahead for LaSalle. She'll pull it out, and they'll send it down inside to Adriana Miller. Miller cross court, Griffin for 3, too strong. Rebound down to Amy Griffin, put back up and good off the glass. Amy Griffin, a tough one to stop, as she now has 19 in the ballgame. Cardano Hillary up at the point, goes around the screen of Dotson, a foul on Griffin. They're going to call a foul against Amy Griffin. It'll be her second team foul of the quarter against LaSalle. Kaminsky checks out. Camden Musgrave checking in to replace Sarah. Dotson inbounds to Cardano Hillary. Nikki over the Camden on the right wing. Musgrave yet to score in the ballgame. Played very well as Coach T commended her against Dayton off the bench. Bolton looking for space. Instead, it's over on the right wing back to Musgrave. Camden around the screen back to Butler. Butler with the step back jumper, and she knocks it down. Natalie Butler with 18 points, 8 rebounds so far in the ball game. 6-minute mark here in quarter number 3. They get it over to Griffin. Griffin on the left wing gets around Musgrave. Almost had it poked away. Instead, they get it over to Miller. Now back to Griffin. She goes one-on-one with Dotson. Loose ball, still loose, eventually gathered by J.C. Bolton. Went off the backside of Cardano Hillary as Nikki now pushes ahead. Kick to the corner. Musgrave for 3. Back iron, no. Rebound down to, well, it came down to Dotson, but she stepped out of bounds. Coach Millicent visibly disagrees with the call. And Cardano Hillary momentarily hit the deck with her ankle. And now looks like Nikki's going to check out as she fell back down. A little bit of perspiration on the floor as Great's going to check in to replace Cardano Hillary. Appears to be running fine as she checks out. It'll be LaSalle ball at the far end of the court after a puzzling set of plays. Dotson stepped on the baseline to turn it over on the rebound. Then Coach Millicent exchanging words with the referee about the call. And then in the process, Cardano Hillary goes down around midcourt, holding her ankle. Stolen away. Camden Musgrave ahead of the pack. It's poked away from behind by Griffin. It'll stay with the Patriots. But Amy Griffin, she has got to be the definition when you look in a dictionary for ball hawk. She finds the basketball, she gets the basketball almost every time. They get it over to Camden Musgrave, closely guarded by Griffin. She puts it up and is fouled hard as Musgrave will head to the line for 2. It'll be 44. Freeland with the foul originally called on Griffin. It'll be Ashante Freeland. Freeland's first personal, 3rd team foul against LaSalle here in the quarter. Still 5:21 left to go. Mason in good position to get the bonus here in the quarter. Musgrave knocks down the front end. On the season for Camden, she shoots it at 82%. from the charity stripe. Musgrave's second one is up and good as well. Knocking down the pair, Camden in the scores column for the first time today with 2. She becomes the 7th Patriot to score in the ballgame. Deja King, guarded closely by Alexis Great. Great makes her pass it up. Adriana Miller with the basketball now, guarded by Musgrave. 15 on the shot clock as they swing it around to Freeland. Freeland quickly gives it up. Now it's back up top with Deja King. 8 on the shot clock as King goes all the way to the basket and rolls off the rim. Rebound down to Butler, her 9th. Now Bolton ahead on the offense, cross court. Musgrave catches it like a touchdown. Tried to lay it up but couldn't get the roll home. Instead, it's Wathong down with the rebound, and here come the Explorers. King ahead to Griffin. Griffin cross court, triple on the way. Adriana Miller knocks it down. The first triple of the ball game for the Explorers. 1 of 6 now in the ball game. Alexis Great hands it off to Bolton. Now back up top to go Dotson. Left side, Musgrave inside the Bolton. Bolton back to Taylor Dotson for the lay-in. Taylor Dotson with her first field goal of the ball game. And the Mason lead is up to 5 at 41-36 at the 4-minute mark. So now Deja King guarded closely once again by Great. Great pokes it away. You could see that steal coming as Great was sizing her up. Pushing ahead to Bolton, the lay-in, no foul, the foul, but no basket. As Bolton will shoot 2 on the other side. 41-36, George Mason on top of LaSalle here with 3:54 left to go in the third quarter. This is George Mason basketball on the Go Mason Digital Network.
Today's Patriots then and now honoree is former baseball player Justin Gore. Gore started for the Patriots from 2007 to 2009 and ranks 2nd all-time in school history in home runs and 3rd in runs batted in. The Centerville native has blossomed into the starting first baseman for the Miami Marlins and set career highs in 2017 with a .289 batting average and 25 home runs. The slugger cemented his name as one of the top home run hitters in the game. 22 dingers in 1 round for the home run derby at the 2017 All-Star Game. That's another look at a successful Patriot student athlete brought to you by Jen Service.
Back here on the Go Mason Digital Network, Zach Hamilton with you here in Fairfax. Mason up on top by 5, 41-36 over the LaSalle Explorers. Mason right now shooting it at 57% to start the second half, pushing them out to the 5-point lead. Don't miss a minute of the action this season on the A10 Digital Network and the A10 mobile app. Seeing here the Patriots all season long on your desktop and mobile devices. Available in Google Play and the Apple App Store. Don't forget, you don't have to be at home or have Wi-Fi for that fact in order to see the Patriots here in the postseason push. Of course, it all begins Tuesday night at 7 p.m. here at Eagle Bank. Come out and join us for a postseason home game for the Patriots. If you're not able to make it, then make sure you tune in. It's going to be a good one, regardless of who the opponent is. It could be these LaSalle Explorers back here on Tuesday. Bolton knocks down the front end of 2. She was fouled on the fast break a few moments ago. Second one up and good as well. The lead now up to 7 at 36-43. 3:54 left to go here in the third. Briskly played ball game, just 3:08 Eastern time. Send it over to Griffin on the left wing. Griffin bringing it back towards the top. Now kicks it to the corner to Deja King. Getting it down inside. Nice defense by Allie McCool, who's in the ball game. Rebound down to Cardano Hillary. And now a missed pass there from Cardano Hillary towards Korpinen. Will be a turnover for the Patriots. It'll be the 15th turnover of the ball game. Mason had 11 at the half, just 4 so far here in the third quarter. As they send it over left side to Adriana Miller. Miller guarded by Kaminsky, dumping it down inside. Miller with the left hand. She has had the hot hand throughout the ball game with the exception of Griffin. She now has 10 points in the ball game. They get over the Korpinen, and we have a whistle off the ball. It's a foul on Freeland as she was trying to keep Gatlin out of the paint. It'll be the second personal foul against Ashanti Freeland. It is the 5th team foul. It'll be 2 shots now as the Patriots are in bonus. So it'll be Camry Gatlin to shoot 2. Be her first trip to the free throw line in the ball game. First one off the mark, too strong by Camry. Gatlin on the season just shooting it at 35% as McCool checks out, Butler back in. Dodson is set to check in for Gatlin. Of course, Gatlin having to shoot the 2 shots. Second one by Gatlin, up and no good. Rebound down to Adriana Miller, pushing ahead Amy Griffin. Griffin brings it across half court, guarded by Marika Korpinen. Freshman has played very well defensively here in the ball game. Driving in, now the jumper in the lane by Miller off the mark. Rebound down to Sarah Kaminsky. Kaminsky ahead to Cardano Hillary. Nikki does not have numbers as she wisely pulls it back out. They go back to Cardano Hillary, downside Natalie Butler, up and off the glass for Natalie Butler. 20 points, 19 rebounds here on Senior Day for Natalie Butler. Deja King, guarded by Cardano Hillary. They swing it right to Amy Griffin. Jumper by Griffin, rattles out. Rebound down to Freeland, and now a foul against, I believe it'll be Gatlin. Actually on Kaminsky. For Kaminsky, her first personal foul. Just a second team foul against Mason, so they're not on the verge of bonus or anything. With 2:22 left to go here in the third. It'll be 2 shots for Ashanti Freeland trying to get her first point of the ball game. Freeland's free throw is up and good. On the season, Freeland shooting from the free throw line at 56%. Gatlin and Kaminsky check out, so your 5 on the floor now for the Patriots are Natalie Butler, Marika Korpinen, Cardano Hillary, as well as J.C. Bolton and Taylor Dodson. Freeland knocks down the pair. She now has 2 points in the ball game as Cardano Hillary comes up for the Patriots. Nikki with 8 points, just a basket away. She almost loses the basketball. Now back to Bolton, now over to Korpinen. Marika Korpinen swings it right towards Cardano Hillary. Around the screen, splits the double team, up and under, can't get the fall. A nice look though by Cardano Hillary. She almost comes up with a steal of Freeland. Instead, it'll be Amy Griffin pushing ahead for LaSalle. Adriana Miller with the basketball. They swing it back up top to Griffin, and we have a whistle and an offensive foul. It's going to be on Shalina Miller. That's going to be her 4th personal foul of the ball game. It'll be the 6th team foul against LaSalle, but since it's offensive, it won't be for free throws as Cardano Hillary checks out. Excuse me, Korpinen checks out. Alexis Great checks back in, so it's Great, Dodson, Bolton, Cardano Hillary, and Butler. So 1:40 left to go as the Eagle Bank is almost dead silent at this juncture. Alexis Great over on the right wing. Patriots lead 45-40 as Cardano Hillary hits the jump shot. It's off the mark. Rebound down to Butler. Her 29 straight double-double. A triple on the way. J.C. Bolton off the mark. Rebound down to Freeland. But that right there, ladies and gentlemen, the 29 straight double-double for Natalie Butler. Triple on the way from Miller off the mark. Rebound down to Wafong. Blocked from behind by Butler, and she eventually gets it to go. And the foul. So count the basket, the foul on Alexis, great. Her second personal foul, the third team foul in the quarter against George Mason. For Natalie Butler, now with 29 straight double-doubles, obviously leads the country this season in that mark. She's also now tied for the third longest streak in NCAA Division I history for a streak of double-doubles, and those can go over the course of 2 seasons combined together. She already is tied with Courtney Paris for the longest single-season streak at 29 as well. Alexis Great pushing ahead. Great swinging up top to Butler. Butler trying to get to Cardano Hillary, eventually does. And now a travel called on Nikki. So it'll be another turnover for the Patriots. Turnover number 16 in the ballgame, the 5th by Cardano Hillary. As there's a minute left to go here in the third, and it's a one-possession ball game. 45-42. Adriana Miller with the basketball. They swing it around right side to Amy Griffin. Griffin guarded by J.C. Bolton. She gives it up to Deja King. Down to 10 on the shot clock as they pass it inside. Griffin with the fake, and that's going to be a travel, and she knew it. Amy Griffin visibly frustrated with herself as she remembered taking the extra step. 43.8 left to go here in the quarter. It's George Mason basketball. Alexis Great bringing it up. Gets the call from Coach Millicent. And here comes the flash by Bolton. Bolton receives on the left wing. Now up top to Taylor Dotson. Dotson driving in on Freeland. Turnaround, puts it up, and what looked like an obvious foul, not called. And LaSalle can hold for the final shot and possibly tie the ball game with either a triple or an and one. Alexis Great guarding him closely. Down to 10 now left in the quarter. They give it up to Freeland. And stolen away. Pass ahead. Cardano Hillary ahead of the pack. Laying up and good for Nikki. And that's how the third quarter is going to end. 47-42. Mason with a 5-point lead on LaSalle as we head to the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be a good one, folks, on the Go Mason Digital Network. Yeah, thanks.
Let's hear it for the Masonettes.
Back in Fairfax, Zach Hamilton with you here as the Patriots have been unable to really create separation against the LaSalle Explorers. 47-42 is your score as we head to the fourth quarter. Senior day for Taylor Dotson and Natalie Butler. Butler picking up her 29th straight double-double on the season. 20 points, 11 rebounds in 26 minutes to this point in the ballgame. Meanwhile, Dotson 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists in 27 minutes of action for Taylor Dotson. Now Kaminsky with the basketballs. We're back underway. Kaminsky to a cutting Bolton, stolen away. Nice idea, but poor execution as Freeland picked it off. Now Deja King sending it around left side. Miller with the basketball. One dribble, sends it back to Griffin. Downside to Wathong, backing down on Butler. She puts it up, it's off the mark. Rebound down to Natalie Butler. Here comes Cardano Hillary the other way for the Patriots. Nikki passing back to Butler. Butler thought about the triple, instead drives and passes to Bolton. Now Dodson. And we have a 3-second call against Butler. So they get Butler for camping out at the 9:21 mark. 47-42 your score. Mason trying to clinch the 4th seed in the A-10 tournament, and a win against LaSalle would bring the Explorers back to Fairfax on Tuesday. Now Freeland gets the loose ball back to Griffin. Griffin, jumper, faked the jumper. In fact, that was a pass to Wathong, as Wathong gets the lay-in easily for LaSalle. The lead down the 3 at 47-44. Cardano Hillary back to Butler, now over to Bolton. Nice flash, Kaminsky for 3, off the mark, missed the entire rim, and it's out of bounds off of Taylor Dodson, who had hit while Taylor was standing on the green. Tough break for the Patriots, as LaSalle, for at least the 5th time here in the second half, has a chance to at least tie the ball game. They've been unable to do it. Their only lead and tie was a 2-0 lead to begin the ball game and a 2-2 tie. And now an offensive foul call on Deja King. That's the first team foul for LaSalle here in the 4th. That could go a long way in hurting the Explorers. Obviously, the Patriots getting the bonus early in the 4th would definitely help out the cause. Cardano Hillary gets it over. They swing it down into the corner to Bolton, back to Butler. Butler with a step-back jumper over top of Wathong. Wathong there, unable to block Butler's shot, and Natalie made her pay. 8:15 and counting left to go here in Fairfax, as Deja King sends it left side to Amy Griffin. Griffin with an offensive foul as she pushes down Bolton. And Bolton still on the ground, and she slowly makes her way back up to her feet after Griffin with the clear out. Griffin just shakes her head in frustration as she admittedly probably knows that she cleared out on that one a little too hard. For Griffin, that's going to be her 2nd personal foul, or 6th turnover. Butler on the right wing, up top to Dotson. Taylor Dotson around the screen is Kaminsky. Kaminsky yet to hit a triple in the ball game. Down inside they go to Butler, kick out Bolton, driving left side, kick out Dotson. Fakes the 3, 5 on the shot clock, finds Cardano Hillary for 3 instead, off the rim, no. Rebound down to Bolton. Coach Millison pointing at Kaminsky to run some time here, as we're at the 7.5 mark. Cardano Hillary around the double screen, jumper in the paint, gets it to fall. Back iron for the assist there, as it hit strong, went straight up and straight down. 51-44, the lead is back to 7 now for George Mason. And that's going to be a foul on Cardano Hillary. That's Nikki's first personal in the ball game. First team foul against the Patriots as well. Cameron Gatlin checks in, replacing Kaminsky. It's LaSalle basketball, however, no one's coming to throw it in. Now Griffin finally makes her way over. So Griffin inbounds to Deja King. King one-on-one against Cardano Hillary. She works left side, switches on the Bolton. Now back to Nikki. Goes right side, Amy Griffin. Down the corner, they go to Adriana Miller. Back out, now they try to fight Wathong. They do, and she gets a tough shot up and over top of Butler. Nice look by Sophie Wathong. Now they're back to Butler, who fakes the 3, drives, kicks to Dotson. Dotson puts it up, can't get it to go. She hits the deck, and it's out of bounds to LaSalle. Coach Millison begging for a foul as Dotson continues to throw it up and not get any fouls called her way. In fact, Dotson has shot 2 free throws in the ball game. They came on the 2nd possession of the ball game, and she made 1 of 2. Swing it over the right side, triple on the way. Miller, too strong. Rebound out of bounds to LaSalle as it goes off of Gatlin. Salina Miller back in, replacing Wathong, and Kaminsky back in to replace Gatlin. 6:26 left to go. Score updates from around the Atlantic 10. Davidson on top of VCU at the end of the third quarter, 49-45. And now Miller at the top of the key. Griffin, left side jumper, knocks it down. Mid-range game all day for Amy Griffin. Give her now 21 in the ball game. Cardano Hillary breaks the corner, and it's out of bounds to the Patriots. And they do have a foul called, a late foul, as Nikki landed out of bounds. It looked like an obvious foul on Deja King. Excuse me there, as King is eventually called for the foul. Patriot basketball is Kaminsky inbounds. Gets it up to Cardano Hillary, down inside to Natalie Butler. Nice spin move by Butler. Natalie Butler leads all scorers with 24 points, 12 rebounds in 30 minutes of work. Now Deja King sending it over to the right side to Griffin. Griffin up top, they go to Miller. Shalina Miller with the jumper off the mark. Rebound down to Butler. Here comes Cardano Hillary, coast to coast as she drives in. Jumper from the free throw line, too strong. Rebound down to Butler. Her putback is blocked, they're going to say. And now they swing it around right side to Kaminsky. Now Kaminsky will pull it back out, and Cardano Hillary will set the point. Go over into the corner to Nikki now. Nikki going baseline, looking for space, doesn't get it, throws it up, doesn't get a foul. Instead, Butler comes up with the loose ball, and now we have an offensive foul called on Natalie Butler on the clear out. And they're going to take a look at the monitor here to make sure it's not a flagrant foul on Natalie Butler. So the Patriots and the Explorers are going to have a chance to huddle up here, as they're going to go to review to see if there's anything flagrant about that clear out by Natalie Butler. I can't imagine it would be. Coach Millicent passed her coach's box at half court. Coach Amber Easter's trying to politely guide her back towards the huddle. Can't afford a technical foul here in this 5-point ball game, and they're going to say just a offensive foul for Butler. That's Butler's second personal foul. It's the second team foul of the fourth quarter for the Patriots. 5:12 left to go. It'll be LaSalle basketball as Coach Millicent's getting an explanation. And it looks like Freeland's going to inbound to Deja King. King looking against Cardano Hillary, instead gives it up to Griffin. Griffin with 21 points so far. She'd be the person you'd want to have the basketball in her hand. Adriana Miller with the basketball now, guarded by Cardano Hillary. Looking for space against Dotson, gives it up to Deja King. Deja King driving right side baseline, cross-court pass. Triple on the way, Miller off the mark. Rebound down to Butler. Ahead to Dotson, ahead to J.C. Bolton, just out of the reach of J.C. And that's a tough one for Coach Millicent. We'll step aside. Mason up by 5 here on Senior Day, 53-48. It's a good one. 4:37 left to go. This is George Mason basketball on the Go Mason Digital Network. Back here in Fairfax, Zach Hamilton with you on the Go Mason Digital Network. It's a good one. George Mason 53, LaSalle 48. A lot on the line for the Patriots here down the stretch on the regular season finale. Here's the 3 situations you need to know for George Mason. This, of course, all being if the Patriots hold on to win. A George Washington loss plus a St. Bonaventure loss would send the Bonnies here on Tuesday. A GW win and a St. Bonaventure loss would send LaSalle here to Fairfax. And if both GW and St. Bonaventure win, it'll be the Bonnies here in Fairfax on Tuesday night. And now a throwaway by Amy Griffin, and she shows visible frustration there as she misses an easy pass inside to Miller. Of course, if GW loses, George Mason will be the 4th seed. If George Washington wins, the 2 teams will be tied at 11 and 5, and GW has the head-to-head tiebreaker. A foul on Deja King of LaSalle after GW swept the Patriots this season, both here and in Foggy Bottom. So if the Colonials are able to claw back in and to win, right now they're down 13 to Richmond at home. As Cardania Hilly re-inbounds, they would be the 4 seed. If they lose, Mason is the 4 seed. Taylor Dotson wide open, jumper just inside the arc, off the mark, rebound down to Deja King. King around the left side to Amy Griffin, jumper mid-range, and she knocks it down. Amy Griffin is automatic from just inside the arc. And now Mason will slow it down as it's a 1-possession ball game once again. Cardano Hilly gets it ahead to Bolton. Bolton across to Kaminsky. They swing it around right side to Nikki. Nikki driving in, splits the double team, and a foul called. Is it going to be on Amy Griffin? It is. That is Griffin's 3rd personal foul. It is the 5th team foul against LaSalle. It'll put Cardano Hillary, the freshman, on the line to shoot 2. Nikki once again in double digits as she's been in all 30 games this season. 12 points for the freshman. Her first free throw of the ball game falls in. 54-50. Kaminsky checks out. Camden Musgrave in for George Mason. And the second one falls home as well for Cardano Hillary. So now LaSalle down 5, 55-50. Deja King, and we have a whistle, a timeout on the floor for LaSalle as the Explorers want to talk it over with Jeff Williams. We'll step aside. 55-50, George Mason on top here in quarter number 4. This is George Mason basketball on the Go Mason Digital Network. Back here in Fairfax, Patriots up by 5, 55-50 on the LaSalle Explorers. LaSalle coming into today at 3-12 in the Atlantic 10 play, 8-20 overall in the season. Mason won by 12 up in Philadelphia over a month ago, as LaSalle has been a thorn in the side of the Patriots all game long. Inbounds in to Amy Griffin. Amy Griffin sending it right to Adriana Miller. Miller driving in against Musgrave, throws up the shot off the mark, and it's out of bounds off of Butler as she visits Green Machine. It'll be LaSalle basketball under their own basket with 3:21 left to go. Mason over their last 4 from the field. No field goals in the last 2:36 for the Patriots. In fact, just 8 points for both teams here in the quarter. They get it down inside, and a jumper by Freeland as she gets it to fall home. 3-point ball game at 55-52. Cardano Hillary bringing it over half court. Now Cardano Hillary over to Musgrave. Musgrave fakes right, looks left, gives it off to Dotson. Now over to Bolton. Cardano Hillary in the corner. Around the screen. Jumper in the paint, and it's too strong. Rebound down to Miller. Shalina Miller pushing ahead to Griffin, ahead to Freeland, and she's fouled hard by Dotson. So Freeland will go to the line for 2. It's a foul on Dotson. That's Dotson's first personal. 3rd team foul against George Mason. Mason now 0 of their last 5 and 1 of their last 7 from the field. More situations coming in thanks to our SID at George Mason, Jerome Bosher, who is handing me all the different scenarios, which are way too many to read to you. So we'll wait for the conclusion of this one. At least that's the plan right now, to give you the possible scenarios for the Patriots. Freeland can't get the fall, and it's 55-53. They get inside the Bolton. Nice look, and the foul for J.C. Bolton and the Patriots. Needed that one some kind of bad. It'll be one shot coming for Bolton. On the season, J.C. shooting it fairly well from the free throw line at 80% on the dot. You can see the visible frustration in the ballgame for the Patriots as they've been unable to break away, and Bolton's free throws off the mark. Rebound down to Natalie Butler. Butler picks up the loose ball and now fires it over the Bolton. Nice catch by JC, almost like a catcher. Had to block down low like a backstop. Now they get over to Musgrave. Musgrave driving in, getting inside the Butler, up and off the glass, and Natalie Butler is trying to push the Patriots to the playoffs. 2:10 left to go on senior day. Deja King with the basketball. They now trail by 6, 59-53. They go around to Amy Griffin. Jumper short by Griffin. Rebound down to King, though, so LaSalle gets it back. And now they'll give it to King to reset the offense. Under 2 minutes left to go in Fairfax. Working right side, King almost loses the ball. Sends it over to Adriana Miller. Miller had it blocked by Butler. It'll stay with LaSalle. 14 on the shot clock. Minute 41 left to go. Quick score update while we wait. Duquesne has gotten back in front of St. Bonaventure 67-63 with 2 minutes left. Almost stolen away by Cardano Hillary again. King with the basketball at the Mason logo. Getting it over to Miller. Miller with nowhere to go, and it's out of bounds again. Another block pass by Natalie Butler, and there's 4 seconds left to go on the shot clock. And Natalie Butler's going to go over to block the inbounder here, Deja King. King backed all the way up against the seats, trying to see over top of Butler. She gets it into Griffin. Griffin with 3, fires up a deep triple. It's off the mark. Rebound. No, it's a shot clock violation before it happens. A minute 28 left to go. It'll be Mason basketball with LaSalle down 6. Here comes Cardano Hillary, a little bit of pressure. She breaks it relatively easily, and now a foul on Amy Griffin. That's the 4th on Griffin. So both Deja King and Amy Griffin with 4 personal fouls in the ballgame. And the first one falls down, 60-53. And she knocks down the second, 61-53. It's a 8-point ball game. Here comes Deja King in the Explorers. Good defense by Cardano Hillary. They give it over to Griffin, who shoots it off the back iron, rebound down to Dotson, and a foul over the back against Adriana Miller, and the Patriots are starting to smell it with 1:07 left to go. A final score. George Washington falls at home on senior day to Richmond, 49-36. Therefore, if Mason can hold on to win, George Mason will be the 4th seed. We still are waiting to find out who they will be playing. We'll get that to you hopefully in just a moment, as we're waiting on the Duquesne St. Bonaventure game to go final. Taylor Dotson knocks down the second, couldn't get the first. Still a 9-point lead, 1:07 left to go. If you're the Patriots, you got to guard Griffin and you got to guard Adriana Miller. She's the deep threat for LaSalle. Now they drive in with Deja King, kicking it out. They get it inside to Miller. Miller up off the glass, rebound down to Dotson. Pushing ahead, J.C. Bolton. Bolton on the right wing gives it back to Cardano Hillary, and we're going to have a foul called on Adriana Miller. She goes up and taps Nikki on the side for the intentional foul. So right now, Mason will be the 4 seed if they can hang on the win. Cardano Hillary will shoot 2, up 9 right now, make it up 10 as she makes that one 63-53. If St. Bonaventure wins, if St. Bonaventure loses, we will play the Bonnies, as that one is a foul on Natalie Butler. Butler called for a personal foul, and we're going to have a timeout LaSalle. So we're going to hang with you here. Here are the possible scenarios left for the Patriots as far as the postseason goes. If the Patriots hang on to win, they will be the 4th seed. George Washington has already lost, and St. Bonaventure right now is hosting Duquesne, and they are down 69-63 with 42 seconds left to go in the ball game. Right now, if that holds true and the Bonaventure Bonnies lose to the Dukes, it'll be St. Bonaventure coming to town to play the 4th seed George Mason. That'll bring St. Bonaventure in as the 13th seed. So right now, that looks to be what will be the case. We will confirm that in just a few moments, as that game only has 43 seconds left to go up in Olean, New York. It's LaSalle basketball in front of their own bench as Green Machine gets the crowd into it in Fairfax. A good crowd on hand today here at Eagle Bank. Patriots trying to send the seniors out in style as they get it inside the Freeland. Freeland goes to work, throws it up off the mark, out of bounds. It will be George Mason basketball. So Allie McCool checks in to replace Natalie Butler. And Eagle Bank comes to their feet here on senior day. 26 points, 17 rebounds, her 29th straight double-double for Natalie Butler. And now we're going to have a timeout. They're going to go to the monitor and check the time, I believe. They're going to make sure it's really 34.9 seconds left to go in the ball game. LaSalle hasn't scored in 2:09. Mason on an 8-0 run over the last minute 58 to push them ahead in what likely will propel them to their 22nd win. And through all of this, may I remind you, 22 wins in a season will be a program record for George Mason. They've had 21 wins 5 times, including this season. Going for win 22 today. It'll be a very exciting conversation to have with Coach Middleton here courtside in just a few moments. Taylor Dotson checking out on senior day as well. Her day ends with 4 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And now a foul called against Deja King. That's her 5th. King has fouled out of the ballgame. And Cardano Hillary will head to the line for 2. That should be the 5th foul on Deja King, as yes, she has fouled out. So checking into the ball game will be Brown. Rachelle Brown not playing a whole lot today after projected as the starter. Marika Korpinen checking in now as Cardano Hilliard knocks down the front one. The lead up to 11 at 64-53. It was close throughout, but George Mason was able to turn it on down the stretch as Cardano Hilliard increases the lead to 12. Checking in, Marika Korpinen. Out comes Cardano Hillary with 19 points. Her 5th straight ball game of 19 or more points. She's had 19 4 times, 24 last time out against Dayton. Griffin swinging around to the left side, poked away by Bolton. Now they send it back up top to Rachel Brown. 20 seconds left to go in the regular season. Shot up and good. That's Griffin again. Give her 25 now in the ball game. And Camden Musgrave passes ahead to J.C. Bolton, and the clock will be run out. George Mason, for the first time in program history, is going to win 22 games in the regular season. They win today 65-55 over the LaSalle Explorers. Don't go anywhere. A great post-game show coming up with Coach Millicent and hopefully Taylor Dotson joining us live here courtside. This is George Mason basketball on the Go Mason Digital Network.